Hello, my name is Kelly, and I'm the social worker that will be working with you today. What would you like to be called?
Karen is fine, thank you.
Okay, Karen. Well, it's nice to meet you, and I hope that you had a safe trip in and you were able to find everything okay.
I did. I made it here fine, thank you.
Okay, good. Well, I would first like to start by informing you about confidentiality and that everything that we talk about in the sessions will be held completely confidential unless there is instances of reports of um, harm against yourself or others upon which I will be mandated to report. Is that okay with you?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Well, I'd like to start by getting to know a little bit about you and what brings you in to see me today.
Well, I'm a mother of a 5-year-old daughter. I'm working part-time. I'm also in college. Um, and I've been experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety related to all my responsibilities. I'm trying to raise my child, go to work, go to school, and I found myself being overwhelmed trying to make sure all that stuff gets done. And I've just not been able to accomplish anything. I just don't know what to do.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you've got a lot going on and a lot of different roles that you're trying to fulfill. And I can see how you're feeling overwhelmed by being a mother, a student, and an employee all at once. Am I understanding correctly?
Yes, I have so much going on in my life. It just seems that I can't get control over all of these things at once.
Okay. Well, it sounds very stressful and it's probably difficult for one person to handle. Do you have anyone to support you or any help from anyone?
Yes, my mother's a great help for me a lot of times. She's actually the one that suggested that I come and see you today. She helps me take care of my daughter, but lately she started on this rant, um, fussing and arguing with me, saying that she's not going to help me anymore if I don't stop drinking alcohol. Um, you know, I do drink, and I drink because I can't find any other way to help me relieve stress from all the pressure that I have related to school and work, and trying to raise my daughter, and getting all that stuff done on time.
Okay, well, I can see that you do have some sort of support there, and your mother has been helping you in the past, but you're reporting that she is not wanting to help you anymore because of your drinking. How often are you drinking?
Well, here lately, because I've had a lot of stress and anxiety, I've been drinking every night. As I mentioned, I drink to help relieve stress. When I get home, I put my daughter to bed. Um, After being at work and school all day, I just need something to help me relax at night. I try to get my schoolwork done, but when I get home and I start drinking, it's just hard for me to stop.
Okay, well, you've mentioned quite a few different problems here, and you seem to have a lot of different things going on. It may be easier for us if we just focused on one problem at a time. So, what do you think would be the most pressing concern, and what would you like to focus on first in our session?
Well, my drinking is coming from the stress of all of my other responsibilities. I guess that's the main issue that I need to work on. Like I said, my mom said she wouldn't help me take care of my daughter anymore if I didn't stop drinking alcohol, and I really need her help.
Okay, well, we can focus on the drinking to begin with, and then if you want to focus on some other problems later on, we can do that.
That sounds good.
Okay, well, now that we have a focus, has anything changed since you first made this appointment and now?
Um, yeah, I guess I've started cutting back on drinking, not drinking as much, as I realized that it's becoming an issue. It's affecting the relationship that I have with my mom. I didn't drink as much last night, and I was actually able to get some assignments completed.
Oh, wow, well, that's great. You've already started making an initiative and recognizing the change that you want to have. So far, how does this change make you feel?
Well, I guess I feel better. I wasn't as tired this morning as I was, and I just had a better day.
Okay. Well, you mentioned a better day and you feel better. Well, what would you say? How do you feel better? What is better about it?
Well, I didn't wake up with a headache, for one. I wasn't as rushed as I normally am in the mornings trying to get out the door. So I had a little bit of extra time with my daughter, and I really enjoyed that. Um, and because I felt like I had extra time, I was able to get some assignments completed, and that was a big relief.
Okay, so you got some assignments completed, you spent some more time with your daughter, and you just weren't so rushed. And would you like to see these changes continue?
Yes, it would be nice if it was like that most all of the time. I would enjoy that.
Okay, well, to try to figure out where you are right now, I would like to ask you, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being the worst and 10 being the best, how would you rate your willingness to resolve this issue right now?
That's a good question. I would probably rank myself about an 8.
Okay, well, an 8 is good. Why do you think you're at an 8 and not higher or lower?
Well, I'm starting to realize that I do feel better when I don't drink as much, and I want to change. But at times, it's the only way that I can find a way to relieve stress and comfort is in drinking alcohol.
Okay, well, what do you think a 10 would look like for you? The
Well,
best you could be.
Well, if I reach a 10, I wouldn't be drinking anymore, of course. My mom would be helping me take care of my daughter, which would obviously help relieve some stress related to my school work and working outside of the home.
Okay, so where would you like to be whenever you finish meeting with me, and what would you like to accomplish? How far would you be?
I would really like to see myself get to a 10, not only for my mom, but for myself and my daughter as well.
Okay, well, it's great you've been able to see the advantages and the disadvantages of the problem.
Mhm.
What do you think that it will take for you to get to a 10?
Um, well, I guess I would have to find another way to relieve stress, because so that I could stop drinking. I don't really have another solution right now, um, because at times it's the only thing that makes me feel better.
Okay, well, you mentioned at times. Can you explain to me what's happening in the other times when you're not drinking in other ways?
Well, I feel better when I'm out hanging out with my friends. They listen to me, and it helps to make me feel not as stressed out.
Okay, so your friends are another form of support, and you're able to hang out with them. You don't feel as overwhelmed, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. And I wish I could hang out with them more, but right now it doesn't seem to be very possible. They have busy schedules as well. Sometimes when I am hanging out with them, we start to drink as well. And while I feel better at the time, I end up kind of getting in the same situation and feeling the same way, feeling bad the next day. Um, the next morning, not being able to get very much schoolwork or work accomplished.
Okay, so you're hanging out with your friends and you're enjoying it, but sometimes then you start drinking there too, and then you end up in the same predicament.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cycle. It just continues.
Okay, well, it's great that you're able to recognize this and realize where your problems have been coming from, and you see what you want to focus on, and I can see that you've been making some progress. Um, I would like to ask you a kind of a strange question. It's called a miracle question, and I just want you to close your eyes and to imagine that you're going to sleep tonight, and then while you're asleep, a miracle happens. And when you wake up in the morning, you don't realize that the miracle has happened, but what would you notice that would be different for you?
Um, well, I would wake up without a headache, and I would feel better. I wouldn't be as rushed since I could get up earlier. My mom would be nicer to me since I wouldn't have been drinking the night before. I would feel like I had control over my life, um, and I would be able to make it to work and school on time. I'd be able to take care of my daughter, and my mom would be helping me out. I would be caught up on all of my schoolwork, and my work stress would be gone. I would not need to drink, and I would have friends that were supportive of me not drinking.
Okay, wow, that sounds like a lot of things would be different for you, and there would be a lot of changes, and you would feel better, and your mom wouldn't be mad at you and your friends would support you and you would have control over your life.
Mhm.
You mentioned about your mom, that she would be nicer to you. How do you think that she would be nicer to you?
Well, she wouldn't be yelling at me anymore, and maybe then we would be able to have a decent conversation.
Okay, well, this is important to you.
Yes, I really want the relationship with my mother to be better, and I need to stop drinking in order for that to happen.
Okay, well, it's great that you're able to recognize um, what you want to focus on, and you've been trying to find some solutions to
Mhm.
your changes. And what I've been noticing in the answers to your miracle question is that most of these do all revolve around alcohol. Have you been noticing that?
Yes, I'm realizing that all of my problems come back to drinking, and I just need to work on finding a way to relieve my stress um, without drinking.
Okay, well, I think that we have made a lot of progress today, and I hope that you have been able to see some things that you would like to focus on. And I would like to ask you to do something during the week. If you would, just observe things in your life that you would like to continue, and just jot these down and bring them back to me so that we can talk about them next week. And I also would like to ask you to do a surprise for your mother and do something that would surprise her that she wouldn't be expecting in a positive manner.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, so you think that's something you can work on?
Yes.
Okay, well, I hope that things have gone well and that you've started to realize some things. And do you have any questions or any concerns?
No, I don't. This has been very helpful, and I really think I can handle this, and my mom may see a difference in me. So I look forward to it.
Okay, great. Well, I look forward to seeing you next week and hope you have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
Thank you.